Congratulations. This was like such a fun movie. I do want to start off with the visual aspect of it. Laura, one of my favorite directors is Edgar Wright. I don't know if it's presumptuous to assume there's like some inspiration there, but I love the quick cuts. I love the graphics. And so I was just genuinely curious what kind of vibe you wanted to set with just the stylistic approach that you had.
Oh yeah, thanks. I think I from the beginning my goal was to have the movie take itself very seriously visually so that we could push the comedy and the performances and nobody would forget that it was a thriller. So Shaun of the Dead was definitely a reference, and Fincher was another bit, like Gone Girl, obviously Rear Window, Hitchcock. Like we pulled all these really kind of striking visual references so that the movie would we wanted to make the perfect blend of genres, and I wanted it to look really beautiful and cinematic and in that world of dark thriller and have a little edge in the look so that then we could play more in the comedy and it wouldn't take away from the thriller.
Yeah. You know what I liked about it is almost like gamified, like F Mary Kill is a game all of us are familiar with, but it almost gamified the viewing experience for me. Just like who is it, who done it, you know what I mean? I really like that aspect. But I do
And
want to talk
I
about
also wanted to nod at how gamified dating feels when you're on an app. And I
totally.
think a lot of the graphics were part of that, and also like the camera moves in the first dating app scene where there was like whips. It's like that's kind of the frenetic gameplay that dating feels like sometimes on apps. Thanks for
Absolutely.
doing
Yeah, that's really nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
good. I'm glad. Yeah, no, I mean, I'm a guy in my 30s also on the apps and I absolutely hate it. But I do want to
that.
talk about Virginia for you and Kelly's character. Obviously, I don't want to like get too deep into spoiler territory, but I was wondering for you, what are some key characteristics that you would highlight in a dating profile made for Kelly specifically?
I think Kelly's dating profile would be like very buttoned up. She's very conservative. She's got a big smile on her face. She's always presenting the cleanest, happiest version of everything. I feel like she'd talk about loving baking and like loving like petting zoos and like llamas. I don't know, like
Sunsets. There'd be lots of sunsets.
sunsets.
Yeah.
I feel like she'd love things like that.
Romantic walks.
Yes, romantic walks. And then, like I was on Raya. I met my husband on Raya, which is a dating app where you can put a song. So it would be fun to think about like what her song would be. Like I'm getting like David Gray or like something like that. Like
Or it would be something really dirty.
yeah.
Like, yeah. Like it would be like accidentally she put on
Yeah.
a super dirty
I'm trying
song.
to think of
I
like
know there's one, but I can't say the words.
like
It's a lot of swear.
like wet
like yeah, wop wop, yeah,
wop wop. Like
exactly.
it was like wop.
It would be like
stood for something.
yeah, juxtaposed with her very uptight
That's
profile.
funny, yeah.
That would get swipes. I'll tell you right now. Like
I
that.
think it would, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. No, something that I love. Unfortunately, I'm a big true crime fan. I don't know what it is about kind of that like morbid curiosity that certain people have. I'm one of them, and I have to imagine you both kind of consume that kind of content as well.
I mean, I personally have loved Dateline for a very long time.
Hell yeah.
Keith Morrison, Dateline, my favorite forever. But then I very much have gotten sucked into the true crime podcasts over time. I mean, I think Serial was a gateway into all the true crime podcasts, and then that's just like constantly trying to scratch that itch after Serial.
Yeah.
So I do think where it gets risky is listening to it right before you fall asleep. Like then you're just having horrible nightmares about, home invasions. So I think I think my advice would be consume that content in the morning.
Yeah.
Not before bed.
I did that on a flight. I had like downloaded a whole podcast on John Bonet, which is like one of my favorite cases ever. I'm like obsessed. And I fell asleep on the flight. And I just remember I had the craziest dreams about like it totally infiltrated my dreams, and like the pineapple and all these like crazy, I could tell my brain was just pulling in all this crazy stuff from the podcast. And yeah, don't listen to it when you're trying to sleep. That's
it does seep into your psyche. So there is an element of paranoia that I think we wanted to bring, obviously that's a theme in the movie.
What are some of your best pieces of advice to escape maybe a bad date that's currently happening? Because there were moments I was just like, get out of there, girl. But or what is the book called that she wrote at the end?
Go girl, or go girl go.
Go girl go, or something like
There were like 10 titles we made that were all kind of in that making fun of how all those books for a while had girl in the title,
Yeah.
even though they were all about grown women, which is hilarious.
That's funny.
And so it was like, I don't remember which book now is at the end, but they all, yeah, it's like Go Girl or Go Girl Get Out or something. I can't remember. But yeah, that's like when you're actually on a date, like how do you,
You know what I think? I think you have to claim like diarrhea or something. Like you gotta be like, I'm gonna poop my pants, because then you gross them out. So
Yeah.
they're
They'll never
grossed
talk to you
out by
again.
you. Yeah, they want nothing to do with you. And then you run to the bathroom and you're in there for so long, they're like, this is disgusting. I want no part of this. And then they leave and you don't even have to do the hard part.
That's true.
Amazing.
It works every time.
I was gonna say that's
We
great
tried
advice.
it so many times, guys, and it works great.
It's great
And
advice. I hope
fun.
I'm never on the receiving end of that.